Jake Paul Mike Tyson happens around a month ago. The son says, I want something like this. I want something big. They're doing it in Saudi Arabia. They're doing it all over the place. I want something big in India. On Saturday, at the post-fight press conference in Tampa, Dana White alluded to the fact that he had something in the works up his sleeve for 2025.
I have no issue with this fight for a few reasons. Number one, honestly, I don't think he's ready to be back in the UFC. I think he will get his ass kicked.
The saga of Conor McGregor and Jake Paul just got more intriguing long before the problem child entered the conversation. McGregor had stirred the pot by hinting at a showdown with Logan Paul. The Irish fighter claimed he was already in discussions with the Amani family to arrange a match with the elder Paul sibling. I have agreed, McGregor famously wrote, signaling his intent to step into the boxing ring before making his return to the octagon. Critics, including ACA's Javier Mendes, questioned McGregor's choice of opponent, believing he had picked the wrong Paul. Now it seems that a misstep has been rectified. Logan Paul has yet to carve out the same renown in the martial arts world as his younger brother. That doesn't mean he's a stranger to the fight game, though his most recent boxing match took place in 2023 against Dylan Danis, a teammate of Conor McGregor. The win, however, sparked debate as it came through disqualification, just as it seemed was gearing up for a defining moment against a former UFC double champion. His younger brother swooped in, snatching the spotlight and the coveted bout for himself.
Jake Paul. Who gives a bollocks? Nobody gives a bollocks. No one gives a fuck about him. Nobody gives a fuck about him. They always rattle tell him, don't I hope Tyson. Braxton! How was that even in the fucking Dallas Stadium? Even get a stadium. This is Mike Tyson coach, yes. This is Tyson Weed. Tyson Weed. There's no one doing it like me. Nobody. I'm still the fucking king of this shit, right? I'm the king of this shit.
Salvador Rodriguez, the renowned reporter for ESPN, had to say that taking to the Fight Reporter put up pictures of the problem child and the Mystic Mac and wrote sources Jake Paul versus Conor McGregor on the table for July, August, or September 2025 in India. Additionally, McGregor has only submitted 3 letters about the fight. He said TKO, a new piece of the puzzle appears to have clicked into place, bringing clarity to the timeline. Dana White had hinted that Conor McGregor's return to the octagon would likely be in late 2025. Now, it all makes sense. McGregor's schedule will be tied up with a bout against Paul in India. But here's a twist you might not know. Jake Paul once unleashed his fury on McGregor for opting to fight his older brother instead. Curious.
Boxing Media Hub here, just a quick one, just come in. Conor McGregor versus Jake Paul, reportedly for between July to September in India next year. Jake Paul and not Logan. Let me know your thoughts.
Following the initial teaser regarding a bout between Logan Paul and McGregor, Jake Paul took to X and quoted, "Now it all makes sense why Conor McGregor and his management team have been desperately trying to get MVP to negotiate for a fight between us, as we told them privately. And I'm now saying it publicly. The only way we're willing to explore me versus Conor in a pro boxing MMA fight is if Dana White UFC are at the table directly, or make it clear they are okay with discussions." When it came to criticizing McGregor, the YouTuber turned professional fighter didn't back down. He continued, "Conor has washed the paws or needed Logan by however he wants. However, it appears that the younger Paul desired the notorious exclusively for himself. Obviously, it would be fascinating to observe what takes place in the ring. When it comes to the Dubliner's UFC comeback, it seems he won't keep us in suspense for long. With just 2 bouts remaining on his UFC contract, fans can anticipate Mystic Mac aiming to close the chapter by 20,125. Conor McGregor has returned to the spotlight, but this time it's within the confines of a boxing ring rather than the MMA cage. The Irish icon stunned fans worldwide when he revealed plans to face Logan Paul in India. Now whispers of an even greater surprise are making waves as speculation intensifies about a potential showdown with Jake Paul.
This be one of the biggest fights we could ever. Jake Paul is reportedly on the table in July-September time in India. This fight could be one of the biggest and best build-ups, best fights in terms of entertainment ever. Conor McGregor versus Jake Paul as a boxing match, no, but great boxers. But as a build-up and entertainment, this could be amazing. Conor McGregor, Jake Paul, very similar personalities. They'll clash well. The reason why this fight wouldn't happen is because Conor McGregor is contracted to the UFC for another 2 more fights. Unless going to India and it's going to be like an exhibition, not a pro fight, because obviously because of the UFC clause. I've seen Logan Paul, Conor McGregor. Man, it would be crazy to fight with that.
Conor McGregor, now 36, might soon step back into the boxing ring for the first time since his high-profile bout with Floyd Mayweather in 2017. But if his next opponent is the self-proclaimed problem child, does that mean he sidelined Logan Paul? It's a real possibility at the end of the day. It's all about the money, and Jake Paul, at just 27, remains one of the most talked about names in the boxing scene. Happy Punch stirred up excitement in the boxing world by revealing fresh rumors of a potential showdown between McGregor and Paul. According to their report, the fight is being eyed for the third quarter of 2025 with India locked in as the host venue. They wrote Conor McGregor versus Jake Paul is reportedly now on the table for July-September in India. But does this signal the end of the potential clash with Logan Paul? And what about Mystic Max's long-anticipated comeback to the Octagon? Fans wasted no time diving into the debate, flooding the comment sections with unfiltered opinions on the swirling McGregor versus Paul fight rumors. McGregor needed money. According to one fan, Conor must need money. They said the UFC star may have accepted the match since his business has suffered since the Nikita Hand scandal. A user said that they would continue to watch the McGregor versus Paul fight. While calling it a money heist, they announced Conor McGregor versus Jake Paul will be a huge money heist for boxing. But we will all be watching on Netflix. If Netflix wins the rights to McGregor versus Paul, it might break several viewership records. The Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight was streamed on the streaming service. The fight would be a snooze fest. Someone thought they said, so it's a WAP for Conor's MMA career. Then I didn't think he would ever fight again, and I don't blame him for it. But boxing this dude is really kind of pointless, isn't it? McGregor last fought more than 3 years ago, and his most recent victory came against Donald Cerrone in 2020. In contrast, Paul has become a TKO artist in his recent bouts. Although it took sides, a comment raised questions about the fight. The comment rated 17 months for this garbage. It's just going to be so much hype that the fight won't nearly live up to. If there's nothing else on, I'll watch it, but I won't pay for it. But if there's so much as a new episode of Bob's Burgers, I won't be tuning in contrast to McGregor, who only fought once and has a 0-1. Paul has been more active in the boxing world and has an 11-1 record, thus it was a sensible choice. Finally, a fan made reference to McGregor's numerous legal issues. Lawyer fees must be adding up, can't be lazy no more, they wrote. In addition to the Nikita Hand case, McGregor and his ex-friend Artem Lobov are suing each other over the Proper 12 whiskey invention. Meanwhile, this fan said nobody is paying to watch Jake Paul box again, not even with Conor. Everyone's just going to be waiting for the highlights the next day, so hopefully they're not doing this for the money, cause it's not there. As he gears up for his return to the Octagon, McGregor announced on X that he has struck a preliminary deal with the Ambani family to face off against Logan in an exhibition boxing match set to take place in India next year. Following McGregor's announcement about his upcoming fight with Logan, several prominent MMA personalities such as Michael Bisping and Ariel Helwani shared their insights. They speculated that the boxing match might be feasible due to the fact that both the UFC and WWE are under the ownership of the same parent company. Michael Chandler seems determined to fight Conor McGregor, as he's once more issued a call out to the Notorious for a potential showdown. Chandler invited the former champion to fight him after reposting McGregor's ex-post riding ring cage mat canvas. Whatever you want to call it, all you have to do is step up the Notorious MMA. After several postponements and a scrapped fight against McGregor, Chandler finally squared off with Charles Oliva in a rematch at UFC 309 last month. Suffering a unanimous decision loss in the aftermath, he issued a challenge to McGregor during his post-fight interview with Joe Rogan. Conor
McGregor can ever get your house back in order while us real professionals have been keeping the Octagon. We're wondering where you've been, Conor. Come back and beat me if you can. Do you have any more questions, Joe?
Not, sir. That was an awesome fight. Thank you very much. Thank you. My champion, ladies and gentlemen,